Hey guys, we're Ben and MP, and as you might know, we've been building this sinking ship for a while now. Even though there's a lot more to do, we feel like we're getting so close to finishing, and the boat's looking more and more ready every day. In this episode, we work on something very exciting, which is the davits, which is going to lift our dinghy out of the water while sailing. However, if you stick till the end, you'll see that doesn't work out quite well. So enjoy how to learn how to make some davits, or how not to make davits, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content. It's been a while now that our rudder has been ready. We've even put the epoxy over it to protect it. Next step is actually to bring it on the boat, but we said a while ago we were going to have the mounts, the pindle and gudgeon, re-welded, as in made nice and smooth and then polished and get ready to be put on the boat, because on the boat everything's harder to work on. So we've got Marco here actually in the workshop, which is amazing, really close to us, just spot welding where it has to be, hammering it flat, and then going to polish it, and so it looks really nice. And then we're going to move over to some next cool projects, which are also for all the welding on the boat, but that's for later. So all these little imperfections here and here, all the way around, they're just going to be fixed up so this is a lot stronger than it already is, and then we can put it on the boat.
I'm here at our swimming platform to announce something really exciting that we are about to do. We finally managed to get a little time inside the very busy agenda of the welder Marco, who's gonna help us, and he's gonna help us weld little things that we have on the boat that need some attention, but also not only fixing things we already have, we're gonna come up with some new ideas. And the thing I'm most excited about is gonna happen here in our swimming platform, which is a crane that we can use for many things, but mainly for our dinghy. And we're gonna start making it soon, so you're gonna see the whole process.
How was that?
Crazy. Can I show you something?
Yeah.
this is our first piece. There's a 1 meter talking dog. Davits are now practically ready. So there's one with the flange that goes on top, the support, a ring to maybe fasten it to the pilot house, and this is where the pulleys are going to go, and the second one's there. Now before we move them onto the boat, we want to make something else that's to make sure the davit doesn't enter into the wood of the boat. So it's going to be a little disc like this, but out of stainless steel, welded to a tube, which just fits the davit inside it, where the davit will be able to enter through the hole, come out, and we'll be able to fasten it on the bottom so it doesn't just come out or it can't be stolen. So right now we just have to cut those discs and the holes through them so that the davit can fit nice into it. Everything for these davits, like pieces wise, is now completely ready. So he's actually welding the last support that is actually going to be fastened onto the platform in the wood. So it still all has to be polished, but we're going to bring that over to the boat tomorrow morning, well, all of it, try it all in place, and then we can start polishing after it when we make sure it's all fitting, and also cut it where it's still needed. And we need one more plate going underneath the platform, where the bottom part of the davit is actually going to go through. So it's going through the top part, which is what he's welding there. Then it's going to go through the platform, and it's going to come out a bottom part plate so it doesn't wobble at all. Davits are now made. We really are curious to test them, so we're going to try and install them to the platform already so we can really test them with some of the ballast. Now we are very curious about how this works, as it's just been built as we went along. Of course, it can be cut and re-welded and stuff, hopefully not. But yeah, so I've got this measuring tape out now, just seeing how we can fit this based on the size of our current inflatable boat or our tender, because we'd want that to hang as securely as possible. That's going to be a challenge, but once that's done, we're going to drill the holes and get these installed. So I've been learning from the guys around here, using everything we have around the area to make it square. So I've got a paint tin can which should be perpendicular to the platform as a guide, and Nico's also down there helping me sometimes, just saying right a bit, left a bit, left a bit. This is crucial because if this is only a slightly bit off, that is going to be very off. So let's see. After these davits were welded the first time, we put them in place quickly, and I was hanging from them with a lot of trust, and they were very bouncy and bendy but still strong. So we went next door and asked if they had a little solution for us, and they just finished welding a little spine onto it, what I'm going to call it, I don't know what it is, just to make sure the long part, the vertical bit, isn't as long and weak. So I'm going to install these little pockets, and then I'm going to install these, and I'm going to see if there's any difference from me hanging on it. Super happy with this. Wasn't our initial idea. I think it's going to create a lot more sturdiness in the davit. It's got stainless steel in through the top and on the bottom, so it's not going to make the wood, when it rubs on the wood, the hole gets bigger and bigger, and now it won't. Cool. Now to lift
that thing.
Don't spoil it, I'm going to show people what it looks like later. These are also temporary because we want a double pulley here and a single pulley on the boat. But for now, this will do. Very, very curious. Oh, and by the way, if you guys didn't know, if ever we have something heavier and this won't hold, we've got this little ring here to tie onto the boat to just give it some extra support. Oh, this wind is nice. Anyway, see if we can do this. This is gonna be crazy.
Not every episode should have a happy ending.
I guess this is why we do tests. I don't think you could see it from the bottom. Over here, of course, this is a very, very thin piece of stainless steel. And as it was being built, I was hoping it was going to be strong enough, but something was saying it wasn't, and I was really hoping it was going to hold.
If you're not happy yet, it's because it's not the end yet. So we're gonna work on this until we're happy enough.
We really don't know, but we want this job to be done properly.
We were always honest about us just being a couple who's very keen about living on a boat but has no previous experience or knowledge. And these things are part of our learning process, unfortunately, but we'll do it better next time. That I can guarantee.
And in the meantime, before these get put on again, we can make this platform as strong as we can, because now it's only being supported on the beams that are sticking into the transom. We've got a bunch of stainless steel bars and rods and stuff and stays to hold the platform in place. But yeah, these davits are a no for now for the dinghy, and we're gonna improve a lot from here. See if you can see this. How about we put these davits on our dinghy? So yet another lesson of how not to build a boat, which is kind of how we are doing this whole thing. So what happened was, we started off building with this guy, and we had this instinct about doesn't have to be bigger, doesn't it have to be stronger, whatever. Is the turning system actually going to work? Anyway, we trusted him and we went for this option, and obviously it's totally not strong enough. And the lesson is, go with your instincts if you feel like something might not work. So, or if you don't trust your instincts or anything, just ask other people. Anyway, we've been spending some time on some other boats, including Spirit Animal, who's just about to start their entire refit on YouTube. So go and have a look at them. And I don't know about you guys, but I think this one is a lot stronger. It'll fit fishing rods on, boards on, anything, more solar panels. So we're kind of working on inspiration, and we might start building something bigger, but definitely a lot stronger. So be patient with us. We do make these mistakes, but we make sure we don't leave mistakes, and we always improve. We always improve what can be improved. So hang in there. Oh well, I guess these things happen, and we can only learn from them. Before we head off, we'd like to thank everyone who joined us on Patreon. Shane, Tony, Nikki, and Chris. And thank you so much for the super thanks to Gerben, Wiley, Joseph, Renus, Greg, and Jericho. See you next week, guys.